Okay, so not gonna lie everybody, I had a nice little opening where I just sort of let the opening music play a bit on this because it's Parlour games and I just love the music, but I effed up the video. So I'm gonna splice this in ahead of time. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Evening everybody, this is a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming, and today we're gonna go ahead and play some billiards on Parlour games for the Sega Master System. See our game selection here. Basic game 9-ball, 5-ball in rotation. Most comfortable with 9-ball. We're going to go up against the computer here on a race to 3, and I'm going to choose amateur skill level because I've been playing this game forever, just not well. Hope you're doing well. This is my 50th video, 50th YouTube video already, which means I really haven't had much of a life this year. So yeah, thanks 2020. Getting off to a decent start there. Breaking a 9-ball, a lot more fun on this game than it is in real life for me. I could usually pocket at least one. Nice basic game. Probably one of my favorite things to play when I was younger. Again, not that I was any good at it. There, almost a major mistake, almost scratching there, and I give the ball to the computer, who decides that they're just, pretty much the pattern of play here is I luck into a couple shots, and then the computer completely wrecks me for a while. First couple tables went very much like that. That shot was just insane. They've got a nice angle on the 3 there, gonna go cross table. Goes into the 8. Knocks the 6 in the corner, opening up the 3 in the corner there. See, I thought, alright, now I have a chance, and I'm looking at this table, and I honestly don't know what to do with the 5. So, when in doubt, just hit the crap out of it and hope for the best, right? Try to get a little fancy. Pull a little top spin on the ball, get the cue ball to follow. And, yeah, that did jack. No help whatsoever from that. Computer just completely owning me at this point. Goes around, gets in perfect position for the 9, and closes it out with a little bit of flash there. See that wonderful victory announcement there. Computer, get a set. One of the more humorous mistranslations. But they're up 1-0 here, and computer gets to break. They don't sink anything, but they make it really difficult to hit the 1. Not gonna lie, I'm not the best at geometry. Figuring out angles, especially in my head, not the easiest. So I'm literally sitting here. You can't see it because it was while I was playing, but I was literally sitting there with my thumb, just sort of guesstimating what angle I had to hit this at to come and hit the 1. Turns out I made a pretty decent guess. Put the computer in a really awkward position, and it takes a bit to think here. Every now and then you have to take a moral victory in that alone, and then decides to intentionally take a foul. So again, I'm thinking, alright, get a nice workable position, and then I realize I still don't know what to do with it. Just leave it intact out of my list of options, and I'm gonna try and hit the 1 just off of center, send it up towards the corner there. My hope was that if I hit it hard enough, be able to get some sort of combo working and maybe luck the 9 into the corner. Didn't hit nearly the right angle for that, but I did leave the 1 fairly obscured there. Bit worried that it's so close to the 9 and they're both pretty close to the corner, especially after seeing the computer take me to task last table. Last thing I want to do is go down 0-2 here, so I'm feeling kind of relieved when it hits the 2, not gonna lie. Again, I'm right next to the 1, so I leave it intact. Why move it? Now I'm going to try and get fancy. Figure if I hit top half, it may ricochet off the 9 and pocket it. It doesn't, but it does put the 8 in the bottom corner, giving me another shot here. Not even sure what I'm looking at on this one. End up hitting the 5 and getting the 3 in out of sheer luck. Better lucky than good in that instance. I'll take it. Gives me another shot. Managed to get the 1 on the side there pretty straightforward. Now I'm looking at the 2 and again, when in doubt, hit the crap out of it. Just missed off the side there. But it doesn't look too dangerous for me. Computer's going to take a pretty direct line of the 2 there. Kind of surprised me given the angle, but yeah, credit where it's due. It's a difficult shot on the 2 there. So in my head, I'm trying to figure out, again, if it's possible for me to come around 2 rails there, passing the 7 without hitting it, and just make contact with the 2. That's all I'm looking for. Hit the object ball, nothing else. Not professing to be even a competent pool player, but I get the basics enough that I knew that's what I had to do. Still not sure I actually did that there. I think the game was being a little generous, and I mean, I guess I had to hit it. It's not like the game's got a sympathy mode built in, but so the computer and I are kind of stumbling around in the dark here, just can't get anything going. I get the wise idea to just hammer the 2 there on the rail and see if I can't just kick it up, and I do, and I hit it into the 7, but that's as far as it goes. Now I've literally given a wide open 2-9 combo, and just like that, I'm down 2 sets to none in a race to 3. Computer's breaking with a chance to win. Not really my best effort so far, not gonna lie. Computer's thinking, computer's licking its damn chops. There it goes for the break. Once again, not pocketing anything, but making life really difficult for me on my shot. Valid tactic. Just as easy to get the ball back with a bit more options. The opponent fouls. Line my angle up, and once again, out of sheer luck, more than anything else, I managed to catch the 1 there. Not that it's really doing me a ton of good, and I'm sitting there looking at the 9-1 thinking, did I lose? Is it over already? Probably would have been on the other setting. On the harder setting, I probably lost there. But I chose amateur, so the computer's going to take its time, sort of work around. Overhit there a little bit. So they scratch, 1 comes back out, and I get to place the cue ball anywhere in that right-hand third. Take a pretty straight line to the 1 because I just want to make solid contact at this point. Add a little right-hand spin to it. Again, not the world's greatest shot, but it hides the 1 fairly well. It's about all I could have hoped for. Now the computer's cross table. They gotta hit some sort of crazy shot to get the 1, and they do. They go 3 rails to make contact with the 1. Split everything up though around the table, so I've got a fairly easy angle on the 1 there. Just about able to put it in the corner. So I'm going to give it the old try there. Can't really figure out how much right hand I want to put on this. A little bit of top spin so it follows. Goes in nice and clean, and I'm fairly close to the 2. Now I know when you're playing 9-ball you're supposed to hit your shot and remember where you want to be table position wise for the next shot. That ain't me. I'm happy enough to hit 1 shot at a time, got the 2 there, and the tables open up enough that you could start looking at angles on banking. So I'm going to bank here, try for the 3. And I hit it, but I hit it pretty straight on, so it just sort of runs sideways across the table without getting any closer to the pocket. Give control back to the computer, and right away sinks the 3. Doesn't make life easy on itself on the 5, but again, it's an open table. So it'll sit there, do 2 rails like it will, and leaves me the 5 right along the rail. Not my favorite shots on the planet. Can't even hit these when playing regular pool, let alone video game pool. As you can see, I'm moving the little aiming reticle in and out. Not really helping me at all. Just sort of buying some time there. Avoid a scratch despite my best effort, and give control right back. Again, I feel this is a shot that the harder difficulty would have made 11 times out of 10, just putting that 5 in the side. But amateur hour was in full effect for both myself and the computer, I guess you could say. So I've got a pretty straight on shot, 5, hitting into the 9. And I'm going to go back to my tried and true, hit the hell out of it, see where it goes. Didn't really get anything too exciting happening there. Game 3 here is probably the worst so far. So the computer finally pockets the 5, getting us out of that bit of agony. It's going to go for the 6 in the corner there. Misses on that. I don't know. I don't hate this shot. Go a little to the right of the ball. Debating just hitting the hell out of it and seeing if it'll go cross table, since the computer was so adept at that in the first rack. Eventually I decided to hit it straight on with a little bit of English on there, and wouldn't you know, it goes in. Sort of bounced a bit there. Gonna try to squeeze the 7 in. And I don't know, I just didn't hit it right. So it's got a pretty even look at the corner there, and I'm thinking once again, oh boy, here we go. Funniest damn thing that happens, it gets caught in the corner. Just when I think it's gonna die in the corner, it shoots out for some reason and winds up mid-table. Not hating that look though, so I'm gonna go ahead, pocket the 7, and now I've got the 9, but I've got the 9 in a really strange place, right up against that side rail, and I'm about half the table away. So I hit it, and once again, complete luck. Player 1 finally gets a set. That is the thumbnail. That was the entire reason I did this video, to get a thumbnail with a box saying Player 1 get a set. Classic video games, kids. Pocket the 2 on that break. I'm down 2-1. Gonna try for an epic 3-table comeback here. You can't really feel too good about the comeback chances with a shot like that. So the computer's got a make it in your sleep shot on the 1 here, but then they have to go cross table for the 3. Which of course they're just gonna bounce off the rail and do perfectly. Most frustrating thing about playing against the computer in Parlour games is shots like that. Don't know too many amateur level players that are hitting that every time. But then I just flat out suck, and there's no flat out suck setting for this. Target ball is now the 4. Simple enough for me to hit, it's like an inch away. But I don't manage to pocket anything, so I give the cue ball back to the computer. Always a dangerous thing. The computer is more than happy to oblige in emptying the table a bit. Taking out the 4 and 5 readily, moving to the 6 now. Does not pocket anything. Little bit of worry on the 9 there, but I didn't think it had enough steam. So now I'm looking at banking into the 6. Pretty straightforward. I feel good about that angle. Add a little bit of right hand just in case. Lines out the angle just a touch, and I end up not pocketing. Maybe I would have pocketed if I hit straight. I don't know. Like I said, angle's not my strong suit. Thought I lucked out there with it just hitting into the 8, but that just happened to narrow down the angle of the bouncing, and that's like the 80th time I said angle. Computer scratches there, so we have 7, 8, 9 left, and I have ball in hand. Just gonna come top table. Give myself a decent angle to hit into the 7, and yeah, trust in chaos theory. What will happen will happen. What happened there was a whole bunch of nothing, and now the computer has a fairly open look at the 7 in the corner. Which they managed to completely avoid and just go 2 rails, put the 7 in the side. Then drain the 8. So once again, I'm looking at a potential game over, and once again, the computer lets me off the hook. You know? Again, better lucky than good. Looking at the 9 ball, and I know I'm not going to get another chance like this, so I'd better make this one count, huh? Take a moment, decide if this is really the shot I want to hit. Could opt out by hitting the 1 button, equivalent to the B on an NES controller, but instead I decided to roll with it. Trust my gut, and I'm rewarded with a second set. We're all tied up going into the 5th and deciding rack. Who saw that coming? I did. I played through this. So I'm going to hit my break. A little bit of bottom spin to stun the ball, a little bit of back spin. Best break I had all day. Breaks clean as a whistle, pockets both side balls, and I go for the exact same shot and fail gloriously. Control back to the computer. Combos 1 into 7. Nice thing about 9 ball, if you don't remember which ball went in, it's easy enough to guess. Doesn't really do anything with the 1 there, and I'm once again stuck with that 1 on the rail. For some reason, even though it didn't work last time, I'm going to try for the exact same kick shot. And it still doesn't work, but I put in a pretty direct line between the 1 and the cue ball, having the 8 right in the middle there. So now they have to kick off a rail just to hit the 1. So the computer ends up not doing much there. I get control again. And time for the old tried and true hit the hell out of the ball and hope for the best. Best result happens. 1 goes in the side, and I've got a pretty clean look at the 3. So why fix what isn't broken? Go for it. 8 could have possibly gone in, but not enough energy left in it to roll it the whole way down. There they get a lucky break. The 3 ricochets off the 8 and has enough steam to make it up to that top pocket. Just rattle the 5 in. And we get to see yet another miraculous cross table shot, them hitting the 6 and it almost going in the corner there. So I'm looking at 6 followed by 8 and 9. Thought maybe if I hit that softly it would do what I wanted. Turns out my angle was all messed up and I didn't stand a chance. So for the 11th time over the filming of this, I'm like, okay, I just gave this game away. Computer pockets the 6, pockets the 8, had a good run, made it to rack 5. Can't complain about that, right? Well, for the 3rd straight rack, the computer just botches the 9. Certainly not going to let them get away with that. So again, I take my time and I actually think about this shot for half a second. Turns out, you're much better at things if you take a moment and think about them. At least I was. At least in this instance. So we're going to go ahead hit. Clean as a whistle, 9 goes in. We take the day 3-2. Can't complain about that. This has been a grumpy old guy gaming, playing some pool, having some fun. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll catch